I just give up. Hello there, guys. My name is Vaderfly. I hope you guys are having a great day. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to check out my Instagram channel, please go ahead and check it out. I don't know which side I'm pointing. I'm pointing to this side, right over here. Check out my Instagram for more cosplay videos and everything else, and let's have some fun. So today I'm going to talk about director and going to be soon director for the Rey Skywalker, or Rey Palpatine as I prefer to say, director Shameen Obaid-Chinoy, who is going to be upcoming directing the Rey movie. Today she basically, a lot of people have been talking about her. I also want to put my 2 cents on it as well, because I just have to be completely honest with you. I'm just kind of tired of being a nerd. Because purposely the division to divide nerds wants a fandom to be able to share and celebrate, and what we love is yet to destroy us because they want to put their own teaching tools into materials that we already knew that had teaching tools but didn't beat us over the head, is the best way I can really put it. Basically, she more or less said that finally a woman is going to shape Star Wars for the future Rey movies, which I have to question. Did we forget about Kathleen Kennedy, Deborah Chow, Bryce Dallas Howard? You know, we have a new director coming up. She is also a black woman. She's gonna be directing some stuff too. Leslie Headland. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I see this stuff all the time, and it gets so frustrating because I see just a lot of people trying to be on the quote-unquote right side of history. I don't like to see this. I don't like seeing when people try to tear down other people just because they don't agree with them on an opinion or whatnot. I've seen too much of this going on, and for her to say this not only seems kind of misogynistic, but to basically unwrite all of what other women of Star Wars has basically done. Like I said, George Lucas's ex-wife, who was a big factor in saving the first Star Wars film, A New Hope, or just Star Wars. She edited and tightened down that film so hard that basically, more or less, we have the franchise that we have today thanks to her. Kathleen Kennedy, you know, no matter how you feel about her, I personally don't really care for Disney Star Wars except for a few gems here and there. Also, a female that has shaped Star Wars. We've had female leads in Star Wars. So for this director to turn around and say this, it's either misguided or foolish or just plain arrogant. I don't know what it is. But for me, it just shows me that this fandom has fallen so bad. And yeah, I get it. There are guys out there that are just, for lack of a better word, douchebags, who don't want to see a female lead, who don't want to see a female director, and yada, yada, yada. I completely get that. But we're not that part of the fandom, and we don't appreciate you talking down to us like we are part of that fandom. We are part of a fandom that wants to be entertained and told stories, not some fandom that wants to see our legacy characters torn down, that wants to see everything broken, and wants to see everybody get shoot away in some form or fashion. I've always felt like this kind of stuff actually hurts diversity more than it helps it. When we purposely do this kind of stuff, it actually destroys diversity, and it doesn't let, you know, people who genuinely want to tell great stories, who genuinely want to do this stuff, no matter their skin color, gender, sexuality, race, whatever. It destroys their chances, because now they're going to be looked at as diverse hires rather than people that have merit, skill, and talent. This is not a way to interact with the fans, and I don't understand why Hollywood has been doing this for the last 6 to 7 years. Comic books have been doing this for the last decade, where comic book writers have been coming down from their face on high, yelling at fans when they question them. Dan Slott is a prime example of that, where I'm talking about where he basically comes down and tells fans to basically go shove it up their butts because they don't like opinions. Now, don't get me wrong, I've heard that he's also got death threats, which I find never okay to do. You should never do that, period. But it doesn't give you the extra double down right to go ahead and be more nastier to your fans. And I've just been seeing this narrative that's been spreading that I saw during Star Wars Celebration, where one of the actresses for the upcoming show, The Acolyte, basically more or less said that now Star Wars is a safe place for black people, which I've never felt like I was ever distanced in Star Wars. I felt I was always welcomed, in fact, in Star Wars. There's never been a time where I didn't feel like I was a part of something that was very cool, and I thought it was very cool. Now, all of a sudden, now I feel safe that I can be a black person in Star Wars? Hooray! Now, I want to be very clear, my experience may be different from other black people's experiences in the fandom for Star Wars, and I want to be very honest and open about that. But I have met a lot of black Star Wars fans who basically almost feel the same way as I do, where it is kind of a BS way of trying to say that we've never been welcome when more or less we've always been welcomed. But you know, like I said, I know my experience is different from other experiences, and I know other black fans' experiences could be different than mine experience. But I have never felt as if that this was never a part that I needed to worry about joining the Star Wars fan club because I was black. I honestly hate this. And I hate this for many reasons. And I had to make this video because right now I'm working on funny enough, my Luke Skywalker video. And I had to make this video because this upsets me so much that it's getting tiresome. And I just don't feel like interacting with Star Wars fans or any kind of fandom for that matter. Marvel, DC, all of it. I just don't want to do it anymore because every time it seems like they want for some strange reason to pick at the people who've been supporting their companies the longest so they can get a new audience. And I don't understand why they're doing this. I don't understand what they're trying to gain from this. Are they trying to gain more money? Clearly not. Comic book sales have been going down the toilet since 2020. So what are they trying to do here? I don't get it. I've just been feeling so tired and so hurt by every time I've seen like I want to support something that these guys do, they turn around and smack me in the face and say, no, this is not how you engage with your fans. This is not how you engage with people. You don't engage by antagonizing people, because now they're going to have a giant target on your back basically saying, I hope you fail. And what they're going to do, they're going to show it with their wallets. They've done it so many times. Look at Aquaman 2. Look at the Marvels. Look at basically more or less phase 5 of the MCU. Look at the TV ratings for Ahsoka and all this stuff. They are speaking with their wallet and their time and going to watching something else that's worth their time. I don't understand how the Japanese culture has this understanding of entertaining the people where we here don't seem to get that at all. I don't understand how we have lost our way. And I get it. I know what a lot of people are going to say. Well, you know, they've always had messaging in these movies. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I'm not going to disagree with you or deny that. But what the difference is that the messaging was subtle and not over the head compared to what we see nowadays in art. People are getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of this. I'm not going to just go off into this anti-woke rage. That's not what this channel's about. But what it is about is celebrating what the things that we love. And I don't love this. I don't cherish this kind of behavior. I don't applaud this kind of behavior. It's not going to be helpful for people that actually want to create things in the future. Black directors, female directors, gay directors, whomever it may be, people are going to look back at this era of time and say, I'm not going to watch it because these directors ruined it for them in the past. I've been very honest and open. I don't mind diversity. Diversity has never been the issue. It's how you implement it. That's where I feel is the issue. Where legacy characters are being torn down for the new character, the new version of this character. And it's awful and it's disgusting behavior. I personally don't appreciate this. And maybe we're wrong. This movie might do good. It might actually reinvent Star Wars. Who knows? But this kind of stuff does not help your cause. It doesn't help what you're trying to achieve. And what you're trying to achieve is to bring the fandom back together. You're trying to achieve unity, not fracture it more. I've always said this before, and I will continue to say this. Star Wars fans are not necessarily toxic. Star Wars fans are passionate because they care about something that means something special to them. Anytime somebody says the fandom is toxic, I think what they don't realize is that they don't understand what exactly these pieces of media mean to them. And when you can only explain it away with ists, phobes, and toxic, you have missed the point of what it is. The reason why so many people are so hyperly charged on the internet with this kind of stuff is because it's been basically broken down into two camps. And forever it will continue to be broken down into two camps when we have people like this director who clearly says something like this, who clearly doesn't understand why people are already frustrated with Star Wars. Doubling down and saying stuff like this does not help your cause. When you're trying to bring the fandom back or trying to get anybody to come back, when you're saying sorry for your actions, you need to show it with your actions. Not with your words, but with your actions. And that is the thing that these directors, Hollywood, just doesn't seem to understand, why the fandoms are walking away. Why the fandoms are creating their own fan stuff, board games, movies, comic books, because they're done. They're done being told that they're horrible people. They're done seeing horrible writing like I've talked about, especially when I talked about with my Blue Beetle video, which we can go ahead and check out in this link over here. People are done with just poor excuses for writing. People are just done with it. People are done with being told that they're a horrible person because they don't believe what they believe. And I just can't vibe with that anymore. And I don't like to vibe with that anymore. Modern day Hollywood just sucks. There are some gems out there. I'm not going to pretend like it's all garbage out there. There are gems, there are good cartoons, there are good comics out there, and there are good movies out there. There are good games out there. But you have to search through the crap to find them, or have trusty sources. May it be YouTube, may it be Twitter, may it be whatever you go to for trusted sources, to find those things, to be okay with those things. This doesn't help Star Wars. This doesn't help diverse directors. This doesn't help diverse voices. I've said this so many times before. When you have a good director, it doesn't matter who they are. For an example, look at American Psycho. American Psycho has a female director, but that is one of the movies that has become a cult phenomenon. And not only that, many young men look to and watch. May you agree or disagree with the message of that movie, but you can't deny this female director captured Norman greatly. I said Norman because I'm thinking Psycho, and then okay, follow my train of logic here. I thought Norman because Norman Bates, and the actual main character, his name's Patrick Bateman. You see what never mind. All in all, this is what I want to say, what I want to do with this channel, and hopefully other people will understand. I welcome you here, and I don't want you to feel like you're not welcome. But I also welcome people who agree and who disagree with me here. You have to have people that are willing to understand that you are a thinker that is not tied inside the box. I'm going to do reviews, I'm going to do my cosplay videos on here, but most of all, what I want to share with you guys out there is that I care about this kind of stuff. And when I see this kind of stuff, and I see this kind of behavior, it makes me I wouldn't even say upset, just disappointed. And honestly, just tired of seeing the same narrative being spread for the last 6 years that has been spread for. The fandom is not toxic. It's just very, very, very passionate. Are there toxic elements to any fandom? Of course there is. But I have met Star Wars fans that have been very understanding. I've had discussions with Star Wars fans that love the Disney stuff. Even though we disagreed at the end, I still love them. But I see that some people just for whatever strange reason cannot do the same. And I don't understand why. In the conclusion of all of this, don't antagonize people. It's never going to end well for you. Unless, you want to antagonize people, then I guess it is what it is. But I hope everyone's having a great rest of your day. Please keep their heads above water. Keep your dreams alive. I love you guys. Till next time. All right.